Hey guys, here we go into a video on the double end bag and training it, what it does for you when you're fighting. It's going to be a really good video, you guys, so stick around. We're going to be looking at Canelo using the double end bag, Vasily Lomachenko using the double end bag, Gervonta Davis using the double end bag. Then we're going to look at some clips of Lomachenko actually fighting. Actually, I think we're going to take a look at those first, and then we're going to talk about the way that you can train those things on the double end bag. And I'll be doing some demonstrations and such in between. But just a real quick reminder, guys, don't forget to check out my Patreon. It's $20 to sign up, $20 a month. And it's a community of people who are all at different levels of boxing, learning different pieces of technique, and also learning different ideas about fighting. Everyone is in different places in their training, so it's a really interesting and unique place to kind of see what people are working on and seeing what works for other people as they send in concurrent videos to show their progress, and as we continue to help and develop of the fighters. Now, one of the things that we're talking most about on the Patreon right now is developing your line. And just a quick example of that, actually, I'll show you with Lomachenko. He's a little bit better than me, so that'll be a great resource to use his film. But actually, yeah, let's talk about using your line. So here we have Lomachenko going forward, right? And look at how many punches he throws, right? Now, the concept of your line is all the space. Actually, let me go back. If you're standing in front of your opponent and you're on the back foot and then you go to the front foot, this is your line. All this space here, that's your line. That's the place in which you can make attacks, right? As you cross and go from the front foot to the back foot, right? It's the place that all the places in which you can throw punches at your opponent, right? From the back foot, getting to the front foot. But it's all of those places in between the beginning and the ending of your weight transitions, right? The front and the back foot. It's this really expansive area in which you can throw punches. And here's Lomachenko going from the back foot, and he's going to throw a jab. He's going to throw a left hand to the body, another jab to the head, and then a left hand to the head. Now, if you were standing behind him, you would be able to see that that left hand to the body, right, was here, and the left hand to the head was over here. So he's going across his line here, right? Jab, left, right? So he's making attacks all across the motion of his line as he continues to cross his line and use his weight, right? And again, your weight is your resource. So as he crosses that line, he can continue making attacks, or because he has a really developed line, each time he makes an attack, he can slip one way or the other. He can shoot the shot, slip one way or the other, right? Or throw another punch. But every time he makes this motion, right, he can do this, right? He can make a motion like this, or he can throw a power shot, right? As you notice, he gets onto the line, straight, power shot, right? So it's also a way of controlling your opponent as you move through your line so that you can get weight into your final attack, right? Whoops, I think I had that clip open twice. So as you see here, he goes from the back foot, boom, boom, and then all the way to the front foot with that last shot. So placeholder, power shot, right? So all of these punches before, he's using essentially as straight punches, 1, 2, 3, and then the hard shot to split his opponent's line. In this case, it's Guillermo Rigondeaux who's on the neutral position here, right? He's all the way up. As soon as those feints come, boom, 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 he moves all the way to the back foot, and he's isolated himself, and he has nowhere to go, and Lomachenko can easily walk him into this straight left hand, or this overhand left. It's not actually a straight punch. It is an overhand left, as he's getting his weight into the attack, right? So this is a very, very important idea that these punches aren't all straight. Sorry, guys, for the trash guy. That he uses these punches here, right, to cross the line. Whoops. To cross the line to set up this weight transition. He doesn't just go boom and then throw a really hard shot. He tests the line to see if it's safe for him to cross, and then finally gets into position to where he can cross Guillermo Rigondeaux's line safely, knowing that he's not going to be hit with the counter left hand, as he isolates him to the back foot, controls him, and then walks him into a shot. Now, this is what happens when you have a really developed line. You can throw punches in many different places in this line. Now, we're going to take a look at a few more clips of Lomachenko doing the same thing. Now, these punches here, these are just your random straight punches. He's just getting on the line, tapping. In my Patreon, I call these punches the Wing Chun punches. They're going to be your straight punches. They don't actually have your weight into them. You may use a little bit of your line and a little bit of your weight to move into them as you move into the position to throw that shot. Not necessarily a position to land power, but just a real quick tapping shot. If you're hitting the double in back, right, where you get on the line with your opponent, it's just like this, right? You just move on the line, tap them, right? Double tap, right? It's going to be your other straight punches. And then you can control the bag enough, to give a Lomachenko effort, right? To boom, 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 and then cross the line with the punch, right? Right? But you don't want to just go all the way across because it's dangerous. Your opponent can counter you. So you control the bag and you move across with your probes, right? So those other punches, though, are very important. And it's very important that you understand the concept of these punches. So we're going to take another look at these punches. Notice that Lomachenko doesn't move positions at all when he throws these shots, right? Notice he's standing straight up. He's not slipping to the side, right? He's not throwing a lot of his power into this shot. He's just tapping it. And again, right, when you're hitting the bag, you're just tapping it, right? You're not committing your weight. You're just like, oh, what's going on? Maybe I don't want to be on the line. Maybe I do. And then you figure it out, right? And you cross the line. But these punches, they don't take any of your weight, right? I can shoot this shot, still move back. Shoot this shot and slip. Shoot that shot and throw power, right? But they don't necessarily have to occupy any of my line, right? I can throw that shot, slip, 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 right? Move off the line. But all of those attacks are neutral punches, okay? They're going to be your jab, right? Your jab from the back foot. I know that it looks a little funny coming at this angle. Just trust me. Your cross, when you get to the front foot, comes the same way, right? Boom, right? Boom. Except that you're in a different position when you throw it, right? You're on the front foot, right? You throw it as a cross, so it looks different versus a jab up from the back foot, right? But the angling of that attack and those neutral punches is much different. So let's take actually a look or a quick break from Lomachenko and look at Tank Davis doing his best job at throwing those neutral punches, okay? Here he is getting on the line, shooting a jab, right? Getting on the line, shooting a left hand. And notice that these punches are not occupying any of his line, right? Let's get back to those ones, right? He's getting on the line and then tapping, moving off the line. Tap, move off, tap, move off, right? Or tap, tap, right? But these are straight punches. Again, in your theory of fighting and your theory of boxing, these punches are only used to split your opponent's line. You want to make your opponent choose front foot or back foot, and then you want to make them pay for that choice, okay? So here's Davis again, getting on the line saying, hey, what position are you going to take when I throw this shot? Well, we're gonna talk about this drill too after. I'll demonstrate that drill and kind of talk about it. It's a really decent drill, but the only thing is, as we talk again about Davis, notice that this drill here he's only focusing on his straight punches, right? This is a very, very, very important idea because as you saw in the next clip, he's doing only the rounded punches, right? I'll show you like a demo of that. And the idea here is just that you're transitioning your weight front or back foot, right? Front foot, front foot, and you can get it going, right? So that you cross your head over the back each time you're hitting it, right? You can go faster and harder, right? But you're just kind of back foot, front foot, front foot, attacking the bag, but you're not actually getting any of your neutral punches, right? So in theory, you're just getting on the line throwing haymakers here. Now, what's going on with Davis's drills, he's splitting up his neutral punches, right? So he can get off the line, one side of the line, right? Or off the line, right? Like Mayweather's drill, right? Tap, tap, off, tap, tap, off, tap, tap, off, right? Neutral punches, then getting off the line with head movement, and then getting off the line with punches, right? So he is using both of the straight punches and the hooks on the drill. But Gervonta Davis is actually breaking them up during the course of his drill. So straight punches, right, slip, right, boom, and then practicing his power shots after, right? Now, for those of you at home, if you guys want to get better at the double end bag, that is a fantastic place to start, okay? A really, really great place to start learning to use the double end bag is splitting those punches up, right? Using those punches, those Wing Chun punches, straight punches. The focus there is not power. Even though you're going to be throwing them with power, the focus is not power. The focus is positioning so that you can make your actual next weight transition, right? Control, control, right? Again, those punches, even though Davis is throwing them hard, right? He may be throwing them hard, right? Look, I like that too, right? Get on the line. 1, 2, 3, 4. Move off the line, right? Tap, 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 control. Again, these are feints and probes, okay? These are not real punches. They can be, right? The straight jab, straight right hand, long right hand, right? They can be. But these punches are also your feints and probes. Now, we're going to take a look at Lomachenko and him using those shots. Actually, this is a really great clip. So here, we have Lomachenko slipping, throwing the left hand to the body, or the right hand to the body, the left hand over the top, and then crossing back over with the right hook, okay? This is a trick that you can practice on the double end bag, and Lomachenko uses all the time. Let's see if he actually does it here. What was it again? Oh, slipping to the front foot, boom. Oh, is that it right there? Slipping to the front foot. Oh, he throws the left hook, and then he throws the overhand left. Or he throws the right hook, and then the overhand left. Actually, did we take a look at that other clip yet? Because this is the clip for this one, right? So actually, let's take a look at a different Lomachenko clip first. Here he is, going forward, right? Probe, left hand to the body, left hand upstairs, left hand across the line, right? Boom, boom, boom. This is him, again, probes, right? Control, control, control. Left hand to the body, cross the line a little bit, control, left hand up top, cross the line all the way, right? Here he is practicing that exact technique here on the double end bag. Exactly, right? So he gets on the line, control, 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 and then crosses the line with the left hand, right? And then gets into position all the way on the front foot to throw that shot. That's literally exactly what he's doing in this clip here. Whoops. Literally exactly what he's doing in this clip. And you can see how he's doing it, right? So let's go ahead again, take a quick break from the film study. We're going to go into the actual video, a little bit of the demo, and we're going to talk about what's going on here. Now, again, you get on the line, control, right? And the idea, if you want to throw a power shot, if you get on the line with your opponent, you're on the back foot. In order to throw a power shot, you have to cross their line and throw the attack, right? Very dangerous to just cross the line against your opponent, even if you have your hand up, right? Because who knows where they're going to place their punch, right? Maybe they'll throw a body shot instead, who knows? So you want to feint and probe and ask your opponent a question, right, before you cross the line, right? Hey, what do you think about this, right? Hey, what do you think about that, right? And then you want to walk them into a shot. So one of the ways that you can train this idea with the feinting and the probing, and again, these are feints and probes. These punches here, you can hurt your opponent with them. You can, but you want to focus on using ground punches that occupy part of your weight to really damage your opponent, right? Where you're going to cross the line and throw a lot of power into those shots to hurt them. You don't want to focus on expelling power and expelling your technique, right? By overcommitting to these straight punches, okay? And that's going to be a very, very important idea here, is not overcommitting to the punches on the double end bag. Now, the double end bag is for working on your rhythm and your technique. I don't want to say rhythm because just working on your technique, okay? Developing your line, right? That's what I want to focus on, right? So I can throw a punch here, control here, control here, control here, and then cross the line, right? But I'm doom, 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 and then throwing a power shot at the end. But that's what you want to focus on. So what are some of the things you want to focus on actually with the double end bag? Well, number one, getting your weight into this position, okay? So when I get here, I want to get my weight into this shot, right? But I don't want to overcommit, right? So the idea is not that you're blasting through, right, as you see Davis doing, right? And he's not doing it in every shot, but some of the ones where he gets on the line, maybe I'm just being a hard time. It does look like some of them he overcommits to. Actually, no, he's just using this shot to kind of round his line there. So maybe not overcommitting. I'll give him a break. Sorry, Davis. But what you want to focus on is allowing this point to be the end of your weight transition for your feints and probes, right? So you don't have to overcommit. You can just tap it, right? Move around, right? You don't have to overcommit. Whatever you want to do. But this point, right, is going to be the point in which you meet your opponent on the line. However, when you're actually boxing someone, this point is not always going to be your opponent's head, okay? It's not always going to be your opponent's body either, okay? Sometimes when you feint and you probe, this point is actually going to be your opponent's gloves, okay? So you're going to be controlling your opponent's glove, right? Control, 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 control. But it's very important that you understand that even though you're feinting and probing, right, or controlling your opponent with these shots, your weight still needs to be moving in these directions, right, to make your opponent bite on these feints, okay? It's very important that your opponent sees that your weight is still coming. Otherwise, they're not going to have to react, right? If I'm just throwing probes back here, right, my opponent doesn't have to do anything, right? Oh, what do you think about this, right? But I'm never actually getting into position where I can hit them with the jab, right? Or cause any damage, right? Even though I can still catch them with the straight right hand, they don't have to worry about this, so they can just control my lead hand. So you need to get some weight into this shot, right? That way you can actually make them respect it if it's going to be a shot. Even though sometimes you're just going to be controlling the glove, right? So how are we going to train that as a drill, okay? Actually, that's going to be on my Patreon. That'll be one of the things that we talk about on my Patreon. Some random drills about controlling the bag. So again, if you want to check out my Patreon, I'll be placing drills. But these are just some of the ideas for the double end bag. And the way that it works for other fighters, right? Or how other fighters utilize the line. Now, let's take a couple more looks at some Lomachenko clips because I have a bunch of them. So again, look at all these feints and probes right here. Each one of these motions, right, he's committing his weight, right? Even though it's a feint and a probe, right? Control, 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 right? Each one of these motions is taking his weight. He's looking for a way to move in and disguise a weight transfer or an attack, right? But it's very important that his weight is going with these motions, right? So that he can control, but also end the weight transition, end the motion whenever he wants to, right? And that's going to be a very important idea as we see Rigondeaux reaching for those gloves, right? So watch Rigondeaux's right hand, right? When he looks to catch that glove and how his weight transitions are so much slower and so much, I don't know, he just feels off rhythm, right? Does that make any sense to you guys? Like how he's not able to actually keep up with the decisions, right? And let's organize it like that, right? The amount of decisions that Lomachenko can make, because each point in which he feints and probes, right? He can make a new decision, right? Tap here, tap, slip, right? Tap, slip, tap, right hand, right? Tap, slip, right? Tap, hook, right? Each one of these, he can make a new decision, right? So you know every time he gets into this position, you're in danger. This position, you're in danger, right? This position, you're in danger, right? And that comes from, again, controlling the bag, right? And allowing your weight transitions to end at this position, right? Again, the focus is not on power. It's just controlling the bag, right? Actually, I didn't talk about that too much. Quick tip. Don't ever worry about what you can't get the bag to do, okay? Worry about what you can get the bag to do. And just do that a lot until you're good enough to get it to do things that you couldn't do before, okay? That's the progress of getting better. Don't worry about being able to do like what Lomachenko can do or what Davis can do or what Canelo can do. That's like a waste of your time to ever spend time thinking about that. Just focus on you getting better on your own line. So again, look at how he can control and manage his weight, right? Moving his weight into each of these positions and out of these positions very freely. Very, very, very important concept for boxing. Now, again, straight punches, right? They're not for power. They're for splitting your opponent's line. So he's able to shoot all these shots and continue moving, right? See how he can move forward and back and circle Rigondeaux, go anywhere he wants to, because of the fact that these straight punches, they don't occupy any of your line, right? You don't actually have to commit anything to them, right? Just the motion that you make to get into that position, not after, right? Whereas if you're throwing a power shot, right, you're committing all of your line. You're putting yourself at the back half or the front half of your line and committing a lot of your weight to it. Whereas Lomachenko, again, can easily circle and move around, just tapping Rigondeaux around, right? Tap, tap, tap with these probing shots, right? Now, real quick, the Wing Chun punches, what I'm talking about, well, I'll do a better demonstration on my Patreon if you want to check it out. Again, some of the little craft and techniques or technical aspects of it, I'll be discussing there. If you already get everything, then that's cool. You don't have to check it out. Screw you. You should check it out anyway. Give me your money. No, I'm just kidding. But what I'm saying is it's not about hitting the bag hard, right? It's about developing your line, finding a way to throw multiple punches as you cross it, right? Getting your weight into those shots. But as you can see, though, one of the interesting things about Davis, right, and how he's splitting these ideas up, right? He's practicing all his feints and his probes in one area, right? And again, these are feints and probes. Even though they look like punches, right? Sometimes you're going to feint with them like Lomachenko is doing, right? Sometimes you're going to use them, right, to feint, right? See how he's feinting him with those shots here, right? Feint, right? That's the same exact motion as him touching the bag, right? Feint, right? Feint. And then he finally gets Rigondeaux to split his line, and he's able to easily circle around him, right? But controlling him, using those motions, right? Not to commit to hit them hard, right? But just using them so he can continue developing his line so that he can make attacks at different points as he crosses it, right? Make different motions. Now, again, very good on the double end bag and using his style, right? Or these techniques, right? To cross the line, right? Boom, boom, boom. And crossing the line with power shots, right? The big difference, right? Between, someone like Davis and someone like Lomachenko, right? And how Lomachenko has a very, very developed line because he practices his straight punches, right? And his hooks and his power shots, right? In the same sequences, right? So he's practicing his straight punches and getting off the line with power shots, right? As well as just slips, right? Because remember, throwing a power shot and using your line and slipping and using your line are the exact same thing, except that one can hurt your opponent. Let's take a look at, I think I got one more clip from Lomachenko. Again, right? The same thing, right? Remember last time how he used his line. Let's bring that up. This last clip right here. This is why I had this one. So see him feinting and probing here, right? Boom, boom, boom. And then he uses his line, right? Or the space that he creates to move off the line with his opponent, right? Because he used all those feints and probes to get him out of position so he could easily circle him. Well, now in this clip, he uses that same space to make attacks instead, right? See how he goes boom, 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 and then attacks with the left uppercut into a right hand, and then into a full weight transition with that straight left hand, right? See how he's on the back foot all the way up until he wants to control and cross the line, right? Very interesting ideas, and not losing his balance, not losing himself, tap, 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 before he gets to the position in which he wants to throw that shot. But yeah, the double end bag is a fantastic way to learn how to control and manage your weight, right? Again, it's not about hitting it hard, right? It's about hitting it I don't want to say correctly, but it's about doing what's correct with your body. The bag is a tool, guys. Don't worry about the bag, okay? I mean, yeah, you want it to do what you want to do, but you mostly want to be focusing on what's going on with you, right? Because what's going on with you is going to determine what's going on with the bag and whether or not you're able to move, right? And use the bag, right, to develop your line or not. But anyway, think about I wouldn't even look at Canelo yet. Sorry, guys. Yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at Canelo. Now, Canelo actually has a very similar drill that Gervonta Davis was doing. So here he is practicing his straight punches, but see how he can easily move into controlling the bag and then into power shots, right? Crossing the line and then moving back. This is going to be a little bit better of a drill than what Davis is doing because you really want to be mixing in those motions. You really want to be having all of them in your line so that any time, right, you can slip, tack, 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 slip, slip, boom, right? Throw these shots, roll, throw this shot, roll, tap, 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 right? Just have all of those pieces of your line available at any time and not have them be constantly broken up, right? It's also going to allow you to fight out of multiple positions better because of the fact that you have to control the bag when you're on the front foot, right? As you can see here, control, right? As he crosses the line, and then he controls it with the back fist, right? So he doesn't have to come back with the left hand as quick, right? Boom, boom. But, yeah, great work controlling the bag. And again, right, doing a very similar drill to what Davis is doing. Crosses the line with the power shot, crosses the line back with the power shot. But the only difference is he has that little beat in the middle, right? Boom, boom. Right? Boom, 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 right? That placeholder. Whereas Lomachenko, right, when he gets his shot, right, boom, he'll go boom, 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 and then throw another shot, right? Boom, boom, and then throw another shot. But he'll have a few more placeholders, but he placeholds with his left hand or his right hand instead, right? So look at Canelo when he, where is it? Yeah, so when he placeholds here, boom, and then place hold, right, with this shot, right? Now, if you want to practice this, it's very effective for helping you develop your line as well, right? Tap, and then you're blocking your weight transition so you can control it, right? It's a very similar idea. It's a very similar idea to not overcommitting to the bag, right? So you can make sure that you're in position, right, to control it so you can come back with your left hook, right? But that's all you're really looking to do. Just make sure you don't overcommit to your attack, right? You can do that. I know a lot of people like to do it with the blocking too, right? Now, there are a lot of tricks that you can do on the double end bag. I'm not saying that this is it, right? But when you want to, the things that you want to focus on, again, are managing your weight, moving your weight into the bag, knowing how to move off the line, right? And then controlling the bag when you're on the line with the bag, right? The whole time, right? Tap, 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 right? Tap, 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 right? Not just making an attack, right? Getting off the line like Davis, right? But you can stay on the line, right? Lomachenko likes to do this a lot too. Just stay on the line the whole time until you get, right? Back foot, front foot, back foot. And then you're attacking it the whole time, right? Moving off the line, controlling the bag, right? Tap, 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 tap. Moving off the line. But again, the focus is not power. The focus is balance, rhythm, transitioning your weight, and putting your weight into each of those little attacks, but also, most importantly, connecting the idea that these shots are not for power, okay, guys? They're not for power. They're for splitting your opponent's line and setting up power shots, okay? These shots set up these shots, okay? Boom, boom, boom. Your opponent moves to this side of the line, hard right hand. Boom, 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 boom. Your opponent moves to this side of the line, hard left hook, right? But these are just probes. You practice them on the bag. Don't worry about power and stuff, right? Just tap it up. And, yeah, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And, yeah, check out my Patreon, guys.